Hello, I'm Laura Lee with Where to Next Agency, and you are tuning in for another episode of Portside Conversations. My guest today is the lovely Leslie Richardson, who is my business partner from Royal Caribbean here in the Houston, Texas area. So please welcome Leslie. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks so much for having me, Laura Lee. I appreciate this, and I love this that you're doing this for your guests and your prospective clients. It's a really great idea. So
Wonderful.
thank
Well,
you
I
so
know
much.
that I know that you are obsessed with Royal. You got the bling on. I got the bling on
Yes.
too. But before we get started on our conversation talking about all things Royal, let's talk about all things Leslie. Tell me a
Okay.
little bit about your background, your journey, how you came to being a business development manager with Royal Caribbean.
Sure. Well, it started 30 years ago, actually last month.
Wow, happy
Um,
anniversary.
Thank you. So not with Royal, but
Okay.
well, kind of with Royal, but not working for Royal. So I started off in January 1996. Um, uh, I decided to be a travel advisor, and because I did not grow up traveling, I really didn't, and I got a taste of it for a couple of times, and I said I've got to be in this industry. So on a very part-time basis, I actually went and joined a host agency on a very part-time. And the first thing I ever did was book myself, my mom, and my sister on a Royal Caribbean cruise.
Okay. Do
So
do
that's
you
where we
remember what your
started.
first, do you remember what your first ship was?
I do. It was Monarch of the Seas,
Okay.
and which is no longer in the fleet. We
Right.
retired that. That was the same as Majesty of the Seas, and that class of ship from a long time ago. And it was amazing because I had always, I grew up wanting to take a cruise, and we had a
Where
wonderful
did you grow
time.
up? Were you landlocked where you grew up?
I'm from California, from Northern California, Bay Area,
Okay.
originally. And I'd always dreamt of that. Our summer vacation consisted of driving from California down to Texas, down to Houston and East Texas, because both my parents are from East Texas. And so that was our vacation, coming to see family. We didn't go out of the country or even to Mexico or what have you. So I had always wanted to do that. And so when I got a personal taste of a little of traveling out of the country, I said a cruise is the first thing I want to do because it just, was something that I always dreamt of. And I'm glad I did. So, and then over the years, I went full time, like maybe 5 or 6 years later, and um, and then it was just like, okay, well, let me go ahead and do more, do more and more and more. And I sold a lot of different cruises. I've been on a lot of different cruise lines. I sold land. I sold, fully customized itineraries and all that. And then about 3.5 years ago, when this opportunity came up for Houston for Royal Caribbean, I couldn't resist. I'm like, I've
Right.
always had a special place in my heart for Royal. So that's how I ended here.
Life is all
Yeah,
about timing, right?
right. So it was full circle for me for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. So, I mean, how many ships are currently in the water right now? I know, some are retired, some are new, some are in construction. How many do you guys actually have in the water right now?
I believe it's right at 30. I haven't counted lately, but I
Okay.
think it's either 30 or about to be 30
Okay.
with oh goodness, with Legend coming online.
Right, right. And
So right around 30. I've been on probably roughly 23 of them for the
okay.
current fleet. I've been on at least two more that are no longer in the fleet.
Got
So
it. And do you have, because for those that don't know, the cruise line has the ships categorized into different classes based
yeah.
on the size of the ship, the amenity of the ship, the itineraries, things like that. So is there a particular class of ship with Royal that you like more than others as a personal preference?
It depends on who I'm with.
Right.
I still love Oasis class ships because that was kind of a game changer for me in the industry, seeing what was possible on a ship.
Yeah.
And then we came out with Icon class, which blew that out of the water. I couldn't believe we outdid ourselves with Icon class. Very similar, same idea, but bigger,
hmm
a little bit bigger, a little different, of course, with the different neighborhoods on there. But Oasis class has a special place in my heart. At the same time, I love that Radiance class, that smaller ship with all the glass, and I just love that class of ship. In fact, I'm going on one of the Radiance class ships again in May, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, which one are you
So
going on?
I'll be on Jewel.
Okay.
Joel out of San Juan. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So
Oh,
yes,
love
yes,
it.
yes,
I love it. I love that they sail out of ports other than just, the typical Florida,
yes.
Texas, LA. I did was right after New Year's a few years ago. We did one out of San Juan as well.
Hmm.
And that was a lot of fun. You get to see a lot of islands, other than Bahamas and Mexico. And we'll
Right.
chat a little bit more about Bahamas and Mexico, 'cause there's a lot
Yeah.
going on in both of those ports
Yes.
that are very popular. So
Yeah, but Southern Caribbean is people
yeah,
either forget about it or they just don't know.
yeah,
It's a really great, the itineraries out of San Juan are amazing. Some of the
yeah.
fabulous, most fabulous ports in
It's
the
a great
Caribbean.
jumping off point if
Mhm.
you want to do the ABC Islands, because
Exactly.
if you do the ABC coming out of Florida, you have a whole extra day at sea
Right.
just to get there. Whereas if you start in San Juan, you get there a whole lot quicker. So
Exactly.
it's great. I love the ABC Islands.
Yes.
But speaking of Bahamas, so Royal is known for kind of being at the forefront with their development.
Mhm.
Coco, perfect day at Coco Cay, your backdrop behind you. I remember that before none of that was there. And
Same.
I've watched them build it up and build it up, and they keep adding new areas and new attractions. And the latest is the Royal Beach Club. And
Yes.
I have not experienced it yet. I will be in Nassau in May,
All
when I'm
right.
there with the Adventure of the Seas. But you got to do a sneak peek of the Royal Beach Club. So
Yes.
I'm curious, what surprised you most when you experienced it, from what the concept was to what it actually was when you experienced it in person?
Sure. Let me first make sure everyone knows the Royal Beach Club collection is, they are excursions. It's not like Perfect Day where the whole ship gets to go. All right.
Right.
So it is an excursion that must be purchased outside of the cost of the cruise. But it blew me away, honestly. It exceeded every expectation I had of it. And what surprised me the most was that it's much larger than I had anticipated. Because if you've ever sailed into Nassau, and saw that dilapidated strip of land that all the ships have to go around before they dock. There was always a bunch of trees and a couple of dilapidated looking buildings and things like that. It looked very abandoned, right, for decades. And that's what we took over as our first Royal Beach Club, because we're opening more, one in Santorini this summer and one in Cozumel later this year. Thank goodness. I can't wait for the Cozumel one too for us out of Galveston. But but yes, it was much larger, not just the length. I knew that it would be long because it's a long strip of land, but it was also wider than I thought. And then a couple other things that surprised me. The two beaches that are there, there's one on the chill side and one on the family side. The beaches are amazing. And I say
Okay.
that because I am a beach person more than pool. Like I grew up teaching swimming, competing in pools and all that, but I love, love, love a good beach, and the beaches there are fabulous. Oh my goodness, they're deep, and the sand, your feet just sink into the sand. There's a lot of sand, okay, and not just one of those feel like you're walking on rocks, sand that's over rocks kind of thing. It was
Yeah.
no, it was very soft and swimmable beach. It was a little chilly, as we know. The
I was just
Bahamas
going to
gets very
say, how were
cold.
the waves as far as the beach break? Is it swimmable, or did they put in a natural barrier?
We didn't put a natural barrier.
Okay.
It's swimmable, but it is,
Okay.
definitely waves. It's not as calm as parts of the Caribbean, but it's definitely swimmable. People were in there. And we know it's chilly in the winter in the ocean, the water out there in the Bahamas. So I do need to go back in the summer to experience the 80-degree water.
Yeah.
But so that was surprising, and that was a pleasant surprise. That was a welcome surprise. And then the last thing that really surprised me was the height and the size of that Crown and Anchor logo that we have sitting there.
Hmm.
When you pull up next to it, it doesn't look that big. When you're
Right.
standing in front of it, right next to it, it is absolutely insanely huge. I mean, I looked about this big where it was this big. I in the pictures, I'm look like an ant almost.
That's
So
funny.
that was pretty good, but it was a great experience. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad we have another option for everybody in
Right.
Nassau, 'cause
Right.
Nassau needed that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know folks
Mhm.
like me that, Nassau is one of those ports that you just keep going to over and over, and it gets to the point where it's like, yeah, I'm just not even going to get off the ship. Now
Exactly.
they have a reason to get off the ship.
That's
But
exactly
you
right.
mentioned that, it is an excursion, so it is a separate paid ticket. If you have purchased a beverage package on the ship, will that
Mhm.
work as part of the excursion at the Royal Beach Club, or is it paying a
No,
la carte?
it does not. It has nothing to do because again, it's not something the whole ship gets access to. So
Okay,
whatever you have on the ship does not translate, unlike Perfect Day at
right,
Coco Cay, it does not translate over to the beach club. So it is an all-inclusive package, includes your drinks, your whether you get liquor or non-alcoholic.
okay,
It does include Wi-Fi there on the island and everything, and your food and all that. So because it's an excursion, it's completely separate from
right.
whatever's
But it's an
purchased on board.
excursion that will include your drinks. So,
Yes, yes,
okay.
100% all
Now,
inclusive. Hmm.
Perfect Day at Coco Cay, that is your private island, and there are so many areas that are free, but they also have newly developed areas because you keep growing and adding on to Perfect Day.
Yes,
There are other areas that are like an excursion, like the adult only area. And so that is a separate fee, correct? It's almost like they've taken
mhm.
the Oasis class neighborhoods and put it on Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So you've got
Right.
neighborhoods.
Right. There are three areas on Perfect Day at Coco Cay that have an admission fee. We only did that because we to keep it capacity controlled.
Right,
So every adult on the two ships in port at one time won't flock over to Hideaway Beach. We had to
right,
limit it to, otherwise it takes away from the experience. So
right,
Hideaway Beach, for example, holds up to 1,500 adults, 18 and over. And then there's Cocoa Beach Club, which is the elevated service, and that's where the over the water cabanas are. And then there's also the water throw park. We
right,
made it so much. We have an admission fee to those, so there's not everyone is not in the same area where it takes away from the experience. So that's the only
right.
reason why we did that.
No,
Hmm.
and that makes sense. And I've experienced almost all of those.
Hmm.
And I've actually reserved, as I said, I'm on Adventure of the Seas in May, celebrating Laura Lee version 6.0. I'm not calling it my birthday cruise, it's 6.0.
I love it.
And I'm going to be cruising with about a dozen friends and family, and I've reserved a couple of the poolside cabanas at the lagoon pool because that's where the
Oh,
swim-up
nice.
bar is, and
Yeah.
that's where all the activities are. And the beach is not far if you want to walk from the pool for those of us that want to go dip our toes in the water. I'm not sure how warm it's going to be in May.
Should be a lot warmer
I'm
than
with you. It'll
January.
be warmer than December, that's for sure.
Yes, yes. It warms up as the weather warms up. I mean, even though Bahamas is comfortable pretty much year round, it
Yeah,
definitely should be warmer in May. You should be able to
right.
get on the ocean just
Yeah, well,
fine.
those folks that are going to Bahamas in December that are coming from, the Northeast and New England, they'll be in the water. They'll be like, "Oh, this is amazing." But anyone that's from Florida or the southern states are like, "Yeah, I don't go in the water unless it's July."
Right, exactly.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So my next favorite thing other than cruising is dogs. I'm a dog person, and I cannot tell you how excited I was when I saw that Royal once again thinking out of the box and being the first to do something unique. You have a chief dog officer,
Yes, we
and
do.
when I was on Icon, I did get to meet her, and she is everything you would wish and hope for her to be. So tell me, how did that come about? And as someone who is part of the Royal Caribbean family, how did you feel personally that they brought on a chief dog officer?
Well, first of all, I love dogs. I currently do not have a dog. I haven't had a dog in a long time. I have a cat who thinks she's a dog. My second cat who thinks she's a dog, but that's another story. Uh, but as far as our chief dog officers, we're doing that only on Icon class ships. I
Okay.
wish we could roll it out to the whole fleet. I think it's such a fabulous idea. The whole idea of it with the Icon class is the Icon, if you see that we
Yes.
marketed as the ultimate family vacation, not just a cruise, it's the ultimate family vacation because it's literally something for every age group. And from what I understand, when they're in planning process, they were trying to again think out of the box as Royal Caribbean does, but to um, really think about what else can we add on that's just different. And the whole dog experience is an extension of the family experience. a good portion of families have a family pet, have family dogs
Right.
specifically, or more than one. And so we said, well, why not bring on a family dog to the ultimate, the ultimate family vacation and have it be everyone's dog. Yes, there's a handler. Yes, we follow all the laws as far as
Right.
PETA and all that. So the dog is, we're not trying to exploit the dog or anything like
Right.
that. It's all on the dog's time when she decides to come on out, and she's very playful on both of those. You have Rover on Icon and Sailor on Star, and oh my gosh, both of them I met, but
Yes.
I want to take Sailor home. She's the
Yeah.
sweetest dog ever. She has the best temperament I think I've ever seen in a dog. Just
Yeah.
perfect for that role, and it's been a huge hit. People
Yeah.
just love Rover and Sailor, and the one for Legend was
I
just
saw
born
she
last
was
week.
just born. The
She was
baby
just
pictures are
born.
adorable.
Yes, and we don't have a name for her just
No.
yet. I'm sure they'll either run a contest or
Hmm.
it will be announced, or I'm sure over the next few weeks. But I can't wait to meet her as well. But yes, super hit. We knocked it out of the park with that one. And to see the dogs just living their best life on the ship at perfect day. They're rolling around the sand on the beach. It's just so
Yeah.
fun to see. So
Yeah.
fun.
I think personally that they should carry that through to the entire fleet.
Same.
But, since Icon is the largest, then you go down to Oasis class, which is a little smaller. They should get a dog that's a little smaller. Maybe a
Right.
Cocker Spaniel. And then when you work your way down to the smallest class ship, that'll be like a Pomeranian or
Right.
something.
Well, I've asked them, and I personally have asked Michael Bailey. I said, we should really think about bringing a chief dog officer to all the territories for all of us BDMs in the field, and I will happily keep the one in the Houston Galveston area. I will happily do that. And of course,
Take them
that
on
was for
sales
him.
calls.
So they didn't take me up on it yet.
Awesome. So you've been in the cruising industry for 30 years now, or
Yes.
travel industry for 30
Hmm.
years. Uh, and I love asking this of people that have cruised and traveled as much as you and I have. What is one misconception that people in general have about cruising that you wish it would just go away? Because it's so far from the truth. What's the one thing you would like to set the record straight on?
There's actually two things really quick.
Okay.
There, and this is usually from people who've never cruised. It's not people who cruise, they get it.
Right.
They totally understand. But the people who've never cruised, they have these misconceptions. One, that they're going to be bored. I'm
Hmm.
like, you haven't experienced these ships that have so much on board now.
Right.
And another one, which it makes me laugh, but I do understand where they're coming from, is that they don't know how to swim because they're fearful of the water.
Oh,
And
okay.
so that's one reason they don't want to get on the ships because they're scared of water. They don't know how to swim. And trying to explain to someone that you never ever have to touch water walking on a ship. You don't have to ever touch sand if you don't want to,
Right.
that's up to you. But, and that safety comes first. That's a misconception. I still hear it now
Yeah.
that,
Well,
but
my
yeah,
favorite
those.
response to that one is when someone says, "No, I don't want to go to cruise ship. I don't know how to swim." I'm like, "Well, do you go on a plane?" And they're like, "Yeah." I said, "Do you know how to fly?"
Exactly. That's exactly right. It's the same analogy. That's a great one. Yes. I have to use that analogy.
Take it. It's all yours.
But it's true. It's so
It
funny.
is.
But something about the water, they're just, a little
Yeah.
paranoid about being in the middle of the ocean, as they say.
Yeah.
I'm like, but
I get
yeah,
it. I totally get
I
it.
get it. And I tell them if they
So,
work with a travel advisor like yourself, you could put them on Southern Caribbean where they're on a port intensive itinerary and
yeah.
they'll be on land almost every day.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
So yeah.
Absolutely. So for someone who is a cruiser, but maybe hasn't been on Royal Caribbean, in say the
Mhm.
last 5 years or something, um, what do you think their reaction would be, or what's something you would want them to know if they haven't been on the brand in a number of years? I mean, there's been so many evolutions and changes. What
Right.
what would you say to them?
Well, I will say 5 years ago, we were deep in the pandemic, correct?
Oh,
And
yeah, that's true. I almost forgot about that.
yeah,
It feels like it was so long ago.
and no cruise line got to sail for a good year and a half.
Yeah.
But we came out of it with flying colors as far as not just the innovations on the ships, the newer ships that have come out. Just, I mean, there's some things that are on some of the newer ships that I'm like, who thought of this? Like the
Right.
whole train concept on Utopia, or which is coming on Legend. I understand the Railway.
Okay.
Um, there's there's just so much activity, so many different experiences now. Cruising is not like it was a long time ago where
Right.
it's a cruise and you're going there for eating and you're partying all day. It's not all about that. There's literally something for everyone
Right.
on our ships, especially the newer, the bigger ships. And I tell everyone, some people say they don't like the big ships because they haven't been on them, they haven't experienced it. But the larger ships, which I'll be honest, I didn't think I was going to like the large ships because I don't like being around a lot of people when I'm traveling for
Right.
on my personal vacation. I like to have my little cocoon, read a book, listen to some music and the AirPods and things like that. But there's literally something for everyone. There's activity if you want it. There's chill areas if you want that too. There's a good blend of it. It's not in your face. And then as far as, right now, as far as our ships, a good portion of our ships in the Caribbean goes to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And Perfect Day at Coco Cay, we rebranded that probably a year before COVID hit. And so a lot of people hadn't experienced it until after we came out of the pandemic. And it's our number one port of call worldwide
Okay.
as far as ratings. And that's for a reason, a good reason. It's not all about the beach, it's about having a really perfect day.
Yeah.
It's your perfect beach day, pool day, adult only day, luxury day, your a perfect adventure day with the water slides. Though there's something for everyone there. And it's changed, I mean, it's changed the game. It
Yeah.
really, really has. And so, it's not just about the cruise itself. It's
Right.
about the different destinations we offer and all that. So it's changed a lot for the
Yeah.
better, I think. More for everything, E for everyone and more for everyone.
Right. So with regards to Perfect Day, you touched on real briefly that this is something that Royal Caribbean is doing moving forward.
Yes.
So tell me, real briefly a little bit about what the other perfect day experiences are. You mentioned Santorini. I'm actually going to be there in September. I'm not sure if I'll get to see it or not. And then you mentioned Cozumel as well. I know there's another one, but that one's on pause at the moment. So tell me a little bit.
So those two are the beach clubs.
Oh, those are the beach clubs. Okay,
So that's not Perfect Day, another
got
Perfect
it.
Day. Those are beach clubs, those are
Yep.
excursions.
Okay, yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, that's
But
okay.
I'm mixing them up because I'm looking at Coco Cay and I knew I wanted to ask you about Santorini and
Yeah.
Cozumel. So yes, those are the beach clubs. So tell me what those ones are going to be like. They're still going to be excursions like Nassau,
So
correct?
absolutely. And the one in Santorini is going to be a full excursion where it takes you because the beach club is on the other side of Santorini from where the ships dock, or anchor rather. And so because that's a tender port. And so they'll take you through two different towns and then take you to so you can have time to shop and look around, that sort of thing. And then they'll take you to the beach club.
Okay.
So that one's opening this, late spring when our Mediterranean season, our Greece island season start sailing. And then the Cozumel one is going to open in December of this year. And it'll be actually much larger than either the Santorini or the Paradise Island one,
Okay.
because we got a lot more land to work with.
Right.
So it's, again, all inclusive, all your meals, all your drinks, transportation to and from the ship, that sort of thing. So it's only open to Royal Caribbean guests, but it is an excursion.
Okay.
Um,
I was just going to ask with both of those, are those going to be shared with your sister company with Celebrity Cruises if they're in that port of call?
Potentially, from what I understand. It just
Okay.
depends on what ships are scheduled. I will imagine when we have a large ship like an Oasis or Icon class ship, and at least the one in Cozumel, we'll probably won't have a celebrity at the same, on the same day since there's more
Right.
people on those ships. Um, the Santorini one, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how
Okay.
that's going to work. I haven't been privy to that information.
Okay. Well, when I'm
But I
there in
do want to,
September, I'll check it out and let you know.
yeah, check it out because it should be open for sale right now for you for the
Yeah,
September.
I'm actually on Celebrity for that one.
Oh, okay.
So I'm on, yeah, that's the Celebrity, the President's Cruise that I'll
Oh,
be
fun.
on
Okay, okay.
on Excel. We can talk about Celebrity. She's your sister, so
Yeah, it is our sister, and we do have points choice now, so you can go on one and put all your
I know.
points on the other if you
So
want.
you
It's
okay,
great.
so thank you for bringing it up.
Mhm.
Tell me real quick. Let's touch on points choice because I'm super excited about this. Tell me how exactly it works and what you feel about that.
Sure. I think it's long overdue, and I'm so happy we're doing this. So it goes beyond just loyalty matching. We still offer loyalty matching. So if you're at one level on whichever brand, you'll get the equivalent benefits on board the other when you sell the other. But now, for the first time ever, you can decide where you want your points that you earn, yeah, you're earning for that sailing to go. So if your primary, say if your primary cruise line out of the three Royal Caribbean Group brands, which is Royal Caribbean Celebrity and Silversea, which is our ultra luxury line, say if you go on Royal mostly and you have status with Royal, and then you're trying out Celebrity or Silversea, you can earn the points on those sailings and apply it back to your Crown and Anchor account. So it will get you to the higher level at Royal Caribbean sooner.
Right.
All right. And vice versa. So if you're
Hmm.
primary a celebrity person primarily, you can come on Royal and not start from 0 points. You
Right.
can earn those points and put them back on your Captain Club
That's awesome.
membership.
I'm so
Okay.
excited. So my husband and I we're currently Diamond Plus, and now
Hmm.
that they're doing this and we have a couple of celebrity cruises,
Hmm.
we're gonna level up to Pinnacle way faster.
Very, very fast. Exactly. So it
And
started
then we'll
on,
get to
and
wear the little name badge that
I
says we're
know the little
Pinnacle.
badge. So I do just need to mention it's not retroactive for anyone
Right.
listening. It started on January 30th. So
Yeah.
any sailing going forward.
Right. Well, we're almost ready to wrap this up. I just want to do a bonus speed round with you.
Okay.
So these are quick one word answers. Well, two words if you need to.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Okay. Favorite ship.
Symphony of the Seas.
Okay. Best beach in the Caribbean.
Oh gosh. That's a hard one. Oh, I'd have to say Cap Cana area of Dominican Republic.
Okay. Awesome. What is your go-to entree in the main dining room?
Anything with fish.
Okay. Favorite specialty dining venue.
I love Giovanni's.
I
Oh,
do
and I love
too.
Zumi. I can't, yeah, Zumi and Giovanni's are kind of equal for me.
Okay, sitting on the balcony of your cabin in the morning, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
What is your go-to poolside cocktail?
I love me a good rum punch or a rum and coke with lime.
Okay, okay.
Anything with rum when I'm in the Caribbean.
This is the judgment-free zone, girl. And last one, overpack or minimalist?
Ooh, I used to be minimalist. The older I get, I overpack. I
Awesome.
overpack. I do overpack. It's so sad.
This has been so much fun. Thank you so much, Leslie. I
Thank
really
you for having
appreciate
me.
all your time and your partnership, Royal Caribbean. You are amazing partners, and I look forward to working with you on many, many more cruises in the future. Thank you, everyone, for watching and following along. If you enjoyed this, please like and don't forget to share and subscribe. And be sure to follow me on YouTube as well for future episodes of Portside Conversations. Thank you again, Leslie. Have a great day.
Thank you. All right, you too. Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.